Update 26 is bringing new free rewards, and I'm sure you don't want to miss anything, right? So I've organized them all in one single video just for you. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In this item overview, I'm going to present to you all the new free rewards coming with patch 26. They're mostly new additions to the existing daily ops and treasure hunter systems. In fact, we have 30 new entries in the rare rewards category for daily ops. Yeah, the drop rate there for each plan is getting really diluted. We also have a few new rewards from treasure hunter pills, 5 to be exact. I know, it's not much, but it's surely better than no new rewards at all, like it happened in the latest Treasure Hunter editions. Before we get into the details, I want to leave a huge thanks to the data mining community. Without them, I wouldn't been able to gather as much information as I did. Alright, in total there are exactly 20 new free rewards or plans, and that's exactly what I will show you today. So let's do this! First things first, right? There is a new armor set coming to the Wasteland. It's called the Enclave Covert Scout, and it's part of the Daily Ops rare rewards, so expect having a hard time farming for them, especially now that the pool is getting even more diluted. This new armor is untradeable, both plans and the armor itself, and you can only craft it as normal armor, sadly, exactly like it works for the Recon armor set. Now, the Covert Mask is just a cosmetic, as most armor set matching heads. This is how it looks like, in case you were wondering. It uses the same model from the existing urban and forest scout masks. In fact, the entire armor set does. All the pieces also use the scout armor model, except here it does not have any pattern. Instead, it's a plain dark metal, blackish or dark gray, depending on the light you use. Now, what's so special about this new armor, you may ask? Well, first of all, this is a great choice for stealthy builds, since each piece comes with improved stealth in dark areas, whatever that means exactly. It's basically an incorporated shadow mod. Keep in mind that this armor set has no set bonus whatsoever or effects. The second interesting fact here is the defense. Despite being a scout armor, the defense stats are slightly superior while compared to the other versions, even the legendary Solar and Torn armor sets. At level 50, each covered armor piece has 10 more energy defense, while the physical defense remains unchanged. It also includes 10 radiation defense, while all the other scout armor pieces do not come with any radiation defense at all. I also found this chest screenshot, and just so there are no doubts left, here's a 3 side-by-side comparison: Covert versus Solar and Torn. It might not seem like much, but 10 extra defense per piece is quite significant. We are talking about extra 50 energy defense and radiation defense as well per armor set. Now, don't forget that the covered armor has no mod plans. You need to head to the White Spring Enclave Armory to buy them there before you can attach any scout mods. For new players, you must complete the Enclave questline to access the armory there, just to make things crystal clear here. Now, a huge downside is that you cannot add a jetpack to the covered armor chest, because it falls under the scout category after all. Plus, the Secret Service and Recon armor sets provide a much better protection. Let's not even talk about how difficult it's going to be to put your hands on the plans and then on the legendary effects you want for this armor set. So in the end, it can be very fitting for certain builds, especially stealthy ones, but I don't think it's worth the trouble, not at all. I mean, it's not like you can craft or trade for it, so it's not really in your hands. It's in the power of the RNG gods, sort of speaking. There's very little you can do, even if it's what your heart most desire. Anyway, this point includes 6 new items, the mask, and 5 armor pieces. So let's proceed to item number 7. Now, there are already several Wendigo Tubes at the Enclave research facility, but none of them looks like the player version. Thankfully, we are getting a brand new one, so that's very kind and beautiful from Bethesda's part. Now, from the preview, we cannot see much about what's inside, but don't worry, I managed to find a player camp with one there, and this is how it looks like. The Wendigo inside the tube is not the typical black and green one from the existing tubes. Instead, it's this sort of scorched version with a lot of detail and creepy as hell. It looks like a proper corpse. Yuck. But hey, this is the perfect addition for your research lab or science bay. At least now, your mutant's tube doesn't have to be lonely anymore. Plus, this is a great reminder of how dangerous the wasteland can be. Just look at that and remember that gruesome thing inside the tube used to be human once upon a time. Now let's move on to a new reward filled with utility. Another new item coming with Update 26 is the Pumpkin Crops. It's another addition to the Daily Ops rare rewards. Right now, Bethesda has disabled the item from the public test servers due to a major placement bug. Apparently, players were able to stack crops without much space in between them, as shown here in these screenshots, but this new old reward should return in no time once this bug is finally resolved. Note that pumpkin crops are not exactly new, they exist in game ever since the game got released, but this veggie has never been accessible to players before until this point. With Update 26, you will be able to grow your own pumpkins and easily craft recipes that require them, such as the delicious pumpkin pie. So this is definitely a great addition to the game. Now, let's hope they keep up with the trend and add even more plants, such as cranberries for experience foods, brain fungus for some intel foods, or even snaptail reed for some lovely sugar, since it's such a key ingredient for so many recipes out there. All in all, I think that expanding our gardens is extremely convenient and practical, so I say keep them coming. The next new item from Daily Ops is something a lot of you guys and girls have been waiting for. It's a brand new Enclave item, at least for players. To be honest with you, this is an old new item. After all, this Enclave lore medallion can be found at certain locations since the release days, such as the White Springs Enclave bunker or at the recently added Enclave research facility. Now, this new decor is quite huge and flat, which means you need an even ground to properly place it. Else it will look quite weird, as in half buried inside the soil. Anyway, at least now you can somewhat show your devotion to the Enclave with your constructions. Hopefully next, we will get the Enclave wall medallion as well for the complete set. Following the medallion topic, we are also getting a new Brotherhood of Steel wall medallion from Daily Ops with patch 26. This one is not as large as the Enclave though. It's a medium-sized medallion which also exists in-game at most Brotherhood locations, such as Fort Defiance and the recently released Fort Atlas. Now, we already have quite a few faction items for the Brotherhood, such as doors, a barrier, a stash box, and even a table and chairs, so this medallion just comes to complement this concept and your Brotherhood of Steel immersion. You can even go as far as writing BOS using these new medallions, just like this player did, to show how truly devoted you are to the cause. Well, enjoy and ad victoriam! Have you ever felt like your science or med bay could use a bit more in depth? With so many high-tech items in-game, it's a shame that players have such limited access to research and medical tools. Well, at least now we are getting science chalkboards, 5 of them to be exact, an empty board, and 4 with different science concepts. Again, they are not brand new, they have been in-game for a very long time, some since the release days to be exact, such as the glucose and the feeder pump boards. Maybe all of them actually, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, such chalkboards are all over the wasteland, especially inside research facilities or even at Fort Atlas. You can find all of the 4 boards there in one single location, for example. So there you go, you can now add a little bit more detail to your science lab or medical bay, if you have one, of course. Alright, now let's go over the new Daily Ops weapon additions, which, as most things in this video, are just old stuff being unlocked for players. In this case, we are talking about certain legacy weapons, which used to drop from survival mode challenges, but ever since the game mode got disabled, they stopped dropping. The only way to get them ever since is, or was, through trading. Anyway, the first one is the Unstoppable Monster, a 3-star legendary Deathclaw Gauntlet, which is a very powerful unarmed weapon. The fixed effects are bloodied, with 40% more power attacked and 40% less damage received while power attacking. I won't say this is the best weapon ever, but it's certainly powerful, and with update 26, you can craft an unstoppable monster for yourself once you have learned this plan. Now part of the Daily Ops rare rewards. This also means this weapon won't be a legacy anymore with patch 26. The second legacy weapon plan being added to the Daily Ops rare rewards with update 26 is the medical Malpractice, a 3-star legendary 44 pistol with the medic's primary effect, as well as 33% VATS hit chance and a 25% less VATS action point cost. It's a pretty handy weapon for healing, and just like the Unstoppable Monster, it will no longer be a legacy weapon once the new patch goes live. Now, the legendary effects are the exact same as it used to be in survival mode, no changes there, but the appearance of this pistol is changing. That's right, Bethesda is adding a unique skin to it. The medical Malpractice is now a bit darker, the barrel is painted in black and the handle now looks like wood, at least in texture and color. Moreover, they added a red and white healing cross on the side. It's very small, but the detail is there. A clear hint, this is a healer's weapon of choice. Now it's time to move on to the Treasure Hunter new rewards. Let's begin with the third tube featuring a Scorched inside. This item is part of the brand new ones, and even though you can't see much from the preview footage, I managed to put my hands on a Datamined image, where we can see some more details about what's there. It's basically a naked Scorched using no armor or weapons, which makes perfect sense. I mean, why would someone preserve a Scorched with items, right? Doesn't make much sense. Anyway, just like the Super Mutant and Wendigo Tubes, this one appears to come with a great deal of detail. I'm yet to see a placed one in-game, but from the Datamined image, I'm somewhat expecting to see the Scorched skin pores or something alike when I fully zoom in photo mode. Anyhow, your research lab is about to become way more interesting and fun with yet another new creature tube, don't you agree? Treasure hunters are bringing a few more new items into the Wasteland in 2021. The Balloon Arch is another addition to the Pale system. As the name indicates, this is a huge decorative arch with balloons all over it. I would say this is a perfect fit for any party. It really has the fun vibe attached to it. It reminds me of a traditional ground fair or circus entrance, colorful, joyful, and screaming fun, fun, fun. The downside here is that the side containers or foundations to the arc are kinda hollow inside. The balloons seem to fill it up, but it's just an optical illusion. They are only on the surface. Shh! They are defying gravity, but nobody needs to know. I mean, you only notice this detail if you steer right inside the container, so if you don't, it looks perfectly fine. Well, the good news is there are yet more balloons. Feeling like partying yet? Yep, you can also unlock the Bouquet of Star Balloons, another brand new item coming with the Treasure Hunters and patch 26. This floor decor item is a bit similar to the Heart Bouquet balloons, which we already have in game. It's basically a matching set of balloons put together in a fancy bouquet form. In this case, we have 5 golden balloons in the shape of a star. They are extremely golden and a bit shiny, by the way, depending on the light you use, as to be expected. Well, I'm certain you will find a great use for this one, since it can fit right into many different concepts. Have fun whenever you manage to get it. There are a few more brand new items to cover, such as the Neon Light Diner Clock, which is basically another small Nuka-Cola clock, but this time with neon red lights. The back of this clock is plain metal, quite dark, but the front comes with a surprise. It might look like it doesn't glow at all, but in the dark, you can quickly realize it does glow quite a bit. The downside is that this clock is really small. It's even smaller than the normal Nuka-Cola cap clock, but other than that, I think it's a great addition. It's quite discreet, yet very elegant and modern. Plus, it will look fantastic paired with other Nuka-Cola items in game already. The only brand new weapon being added with Update 26 is the Cursed Rolling Pin, another named 3-stars legendary melee weapon, but this time it's not a legacy plan, it's just a brand new cursed weapon. We can already access 3 other cursed weapons by completing the event A Colossal Problem, so this is definitely not the first cursed weapon in game. They are nothing impressive, and this 4th cursed edition is no different, sadly. According to the Datamined Garus, the Cursed Rolling Pin is a nocturnal weapon with bonus strength and power attack damage. So yeah, definitely nothing special. It sounds like more script material to me. I was hoping it would at least have its own skin, but it doesn't look that way. It looks like an ordinary rolling pin, so yeah, double the disappointment, I suppose. Well, talking about new items, I couldn't leave the punch card machine out of this list. It would be unfair. This brand new item is getting released with Update 26 as an access point to the new special loadout system. You will be able to find it all over the wasteland with a new patch, at every train station, as well as at faction main bases, such as the Crater, Foundation, and even Fort Atlas. Besides that, players will be able to craft their own punch card machine, but first they need to unlock the plan at level 25 or higher. It's still not clear at this time how will the plan be accessible. It might be through the Atomic Shop or through a small upcoming mission. At the public test server, it got automatically unlocked for everyone, so it's difficult to know for sure. Anyway, without this new item, you are not able to create, edit, or switch your special loadouts, so it's handy to get your own for quick access. Also, you are able to use other players' punch card machines at their camps or shelters, just a small detail for you. Okay, the last new item I have for you is the Vault 76 rug. Bethesda decided to unlock it on the public test server, so we can all see the preview. It's a large carpet featuring several colored circles, creating the shape of a vault door. The number 76 is right in the middle, as you can see. This floor decor item has a great level of detail. If you zoom in, you can clearly see the rough texture resembling a harsh carpet. Anyway, it's not clear how will you be able to unlock this new item. According to the Dataminer DSG, this item is not linked to anything at the current time, so we can assume that Bethesda either didn't decide what to do with it yet, or they simply forgot to attach this item to an existing reward pool, either to the daily ops or the treasure hunter, which is basically where all the new items are belonging at this current time. But mistakes do happen, so don't get your hopes too high for this item just yet. And with the Vault 76 rug, we conclude the 20 new free items coming with Update 26. Don't forget there are dozens more free items coming through Season 4, which should go live on April 27, the same scheduled date for Update 26, by the way. If you are not sure what you can get with the new season, then feel free to check my Season 4 Cold Steel overview. I go over all the new items and changes there. Anyway, that's everything I have for you regarding this item overview. I am particularly disappointed with the new Covert Armor set. I was expecting something stronger and more appealing. I'm also not very fond of this new concept of recycling existing items in legacy weapons over and over and over, but I guess it's better than no new rewards at all. Yep, definitely better. On the other hand, I'm really excited to plant some pumpkin crops at my garden and to finally add some more diversity to my med bay with the new tubes and chalkboards. But then again, most of these free new items are decorative, so it all falls under personal preference in the end. Don't you agree? Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. My name is Marta Branco. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content to help YouTube know you do so. And as always, a huge thanks to all my supporters and data miners who helped me gathering intel on these new rewards. Alright everyone, I will see you all very soon in the next video. Until then, take care, adeus, bye bye!